Hello, Hempfield. This month we'll be taking an introspective on the festive season, whether it be celebrating some relatively unknown holidays or figuring out how to cope with the stress the season brought. I'm Chris Decker, and welcome to Hempfield Happenings. First up, we recognize the Student Council's annual gift to the bus drivers who put in so much hard work for the school. That gift? Coffee. Ace Brown has more.
Hempfield Student Council recognizes our bus drivers who often go unappreciated despite their crucial role in students' daily lives.
We realized that the bus drivers were not getting enough recognition throughout the school year, and we know that they're such a big part of getting students to and from school, so we wanted to do something that would help them out with that and that would really show them that we appreciate them so much.
Student Council teams up with teachers and students to prepare food and signs, making sure bus drivers feel appreciated.
So basically what we do is we reach out to teachers and other students who want to help, and they just come out and support. So we order all the food, and us Student Council are going to get there early and package all the food and get it ready. It's not too much of a process, but it's definitely a big thing, and I know the bus drivers appreciate it.
We knew we wanted to give them food, and we wanted to, write signs so they knew what we were doing, as opposed to just standing there. And then, we just walked up to them and said we appreciate them.
For the bus drivers, it's a reminder that students appreciate the work they do every day.
Personally, it means that the students think about us the way we think about them. They appreciate us for what we do for them.
Seeing the bus drivers' smiles makes it all worth it for Student Council.
Getting to see the bus drivers' smiles and thank yous, they're so appreciative when we give them everything, and it's really exciting to see, and all the students and teachers coming together for a great cause.
Student Council hopes this gesture makes the bus drivers feel valued and truly appreciated.
I hope they take away that we know that they do so much for us and that we really appreciate everything they do.
I hope they genuinely know that we actually do appreciate them, other than just because everyone appreciates them, and we want them to feel appreciated, because I don't think they get that very often.
Through simple acts of kindness like coffee, treats, and a heartfelt thank you, Student Council is making sure Hempfield's bus drivers know how much they're appreciated, bringing the community together in a meaningful way. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Ace Brown.
Each year, every student here at LIC has a chance to purchase things for their loved ones. But this year, something's a little different. Everything is $2.
In previous years at the holiday shop, the price of some of the items ranged from anywhere to $1 to over $20. But now, with the $2 price point, kids don't have to worry about how much money the things that they purchase cost.
Yeah, it's nice because now the parents can send an amount of money, so if they need to buy something for each family member, they know each item is only $2. So it doesn't matter if it's a big item or a small item, they can just purchase it and everything is going to be $2, and the kids like that because they're not having to figure out how much money is each thing and how much money they're going to have left over. They just get to count so many items, and that's how much they're able to get for their family members.
It's more easier because there's not really tax this year, and everything is just $2, so it's going to be easy to get money, and it's even.
And just for some comparison, with the 6% sales tax here in Pennsylvania, a $10 item would actually cost $10.60. Since there's no tax here at the holiday shop this year, kids don't have to be concerned about how many coins they bring to the event. However, the most important part is that they are buying something heartfelt for those that they love.
I think it's special because it's a place that they can come with their money and that they get to pick something. And I think that they really put thought into who they're buying for and if their brother or their grandma or their mom or dad is going to appreciate it. And I think you just have to just be thankful for it because they put the thought into picking it just for you.
Because I feel like I can do stuff because they give me stuff every holiday, so I feel like I can do the same for them.
The students also let me know how much they appreciated the parent volunteers who helped them through this new $2 holiday shop process. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Noah Valley.
The holidays can be a stressful time for everyone. Bryce J. Jordan explores what people can do to alleviate the anxiety the season carries.
The holidays are a time of joy and happiness, but school workloads and family stress can make it hard for students and staff alike to enjoy the season.
The month of December is a very stressful time for students because not only are we coming up on a winter, holiday break, but it's closing in on the end of a semester. So, teachers are trying to get a lot of, content in and stuff in before break. I think the hardest part for me for the holidays and stress is just managing all the extra things that need to be done, whether it's organizing, family time, dinners, cooking, shopping for gifts.
There are a multitude of things parents have to juggle over the holidays that make it difficult to relax, but they aren't the only ones who have a lot to do.
Probably thinking about schoolwork that I haven't done yet, and I just want to get it done so I don't have to worry about it during the holidays. I saw my family, and I also hung out with some friends over the break too, and yeah, I would say it's worth it.
Schoolwork definitely has an impact on students' mental health, but there are ways of dealing with the anxiety.
I think knowing yourself and what are good stress relievers for you and making sure you are purposeful in getting that time in, making sure you're getting enough sleep, making sure you're taking care of yourself. So I say that was the biggest thing. Another one was just, getting time outside, getting sunshine, getting to the gym consistently, managing time and staying on top of homework, not procrastinating. Those were some of the themes that we saw from students. It's just important to maintain some level of balance when life gets extra busy.
The holiday season can be a stressful time for many. In fact, according to a survey by the American Psychological Association, nearly 49% of Americans report experiencing moderate stress during December. Given these pressures, one might wonder, why do people continue to embrace elaborate holiday celebrations despite the strain?
It's just in life, what makes things worth it. We go through so much stress and trials and, sometimes heartbreak, but I think it's our connections with people that make it all worthwhile. So if we focus less on the things and the task and more on the relationships and are the things that we're doing, helping to build relationships, you're not going to remember oh, I got this gift this year. It's I remember having French toast casserole, Christmas morning, and that time with your family or friends. That was the meaningful thing that you kind of look back on and be that's what I remember.
From the schoolyard and the shopping mall to even your living room, it can prove difficult to remain jolly during the holidays. But at the end of the struggle, all that matters are the memories. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Bryce J. Jordan.
Hempfield High School's Winter Jazz Band had its annual concert with a change in location. Katie Kriebik gives us a first-person look into what impact this concert has on both students and alumni.
Hempfield High School has a large music department. Within the jazz band program, it is a tradition to hold a winter concert each year. During this winter concert, students will play winter and holiday tunes. Students within Winter Jazz recognize how different and special the group is compared to other ensembles at Hempfield.
I've been in Winter Jazz since I was in 9th grade. The tradition of Winter Jazz, not even just the practices, but the actual concert, and the fact that you get to see old alumni that you maybe missed or you haven't seen in a while come back, it just makes the whole holiday jazz experience nice.
Alumni returning and joining the performance is a valuable and important factor in the Winter Jazz concert that makes it so special to many.
I graduated 2 years ago. I return to Winter Jazz each year because I enjoy playing all those fun tunes, and it's always a really fun gig for us to do, and I do enjoy seeing my past classmates and friends from when I graduated.
This year, however, a change of venue was made. The Performing Arts Center, also well known as the Pack by Students, no longer hosted Winter Jazz. Instead, it was held at the cafeteria. Many students and alumni saw this as a positive.
I think it makes it a lot more personalized. Now we're not kind of separated from everyone like we were in past years when we were on the stage, and there's a lot more interaction.
In the pack, you can't like have snacks or anything because it's the auditorium, but in the cafeteria, snacks will like allow for more conversation, especially for alumni, and it's kind of just like a nice break from playing.
I think in a way it's going to be a good change. It's going to be a lot different than obviously the pack because it's not like an actual performance now. It's more of a get-together for everyone.
Wherever the concert is performed, it still allows for the reconnection between students and alumni. With the cafeteria being a more personable venue, the performers but also the audience now enjoy each other's company even more. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Katie Kriebik.
Roots Market is having their 100th year anniversary. Connor Wettig takes a look at how it's brought the community together over the century.
Here at Roots Country Market and Auction, the tradition is alive and well, celebrating its 100th anniversary. This local landmark has been a gathering place for the community for generations.
There's a lot of experiences here at Roots. I've been working here actually at this stand for only about 4 or 5 months now, but before that I was working down at S. Clyde Weavers for about 5 years. So I would say I've been in the market here at Roots for around 5 years working. The people are what make this market, for the good and for the bad, but I would say mostly for the good.
Every visitor has their own reason for coming to Roots, whether it's fresh produce, affordable goods, or simply the chance to connect with others.
Why do you come to Roots?
Just for bargains and things I can't find at the grocery store.
Like the fresh produce and stuff.
Fresh produce. I come here every week.
Why?
Just for buy fresh produce and see all my friends.
I have a group of friends and we hang out every Tuesday. And we go over to the flea market and my one friend likes to buy paintings.
Checking out the stuff and seeing what they have.
Donuts, subs.
The prices are great and something to do every Tuesday because I like the prices here.
Roots isn't just a place to shop. It's a meeting point where friendships grow and community bonds are strengthened. Each vendor brings their own personal touch, offering goods, crafts, or crops grown with care.
People come on Tuesdays to catch up with friends. The stand holders become kind of an extension of people's families. At every table, you will meet the person in charge of their business. It's the person who grew the produce or made the item that you're there to buy. So you kind of get to know each other on a weekly basis. But it's always been a meeting place to catch up with friends and such.
The relationships forged at Roots extend beyond transactions. Standholders and shoppers become part of a larger family, bonded by their weekly interactions.
The standholders that we get and hold on to are quality people. The public can recognize that. We advertise for people to come and do their weekly shopping here. They come back, they see the same people. They try to. Some stands try to make it the entire 12 months of the year. Even some of the outside vendors will be here. So they count on the public to come out on a weekly basis. The public counts on them to be here. And it works well when we all work together that way.
Over the last century, Roots has become a staple in the community, evolving from its early days as a poultry auction into a thriving market that connects generations of vendors and customers.
In 1925, my great-grandfather started a poultry auction here. It was started on Tuesdays because city market standholders would come and buy their live birds here on the poultry auction, take them home, dress them, and sell them in the cities at their market stands on Saturdays and Sundays in town, in Lancaster, in Philly, or wherever. A little time of doing that, then some of the people who brought things to the auction would also bring baked goods and produce and crops and whatever, so that they would then sell those while they were waiting for the auction to occur. That then grew. We had a poultry auction at that point, then we added a produce auction. My great-grandfather passed away in 1963, and at that point, the Roots family ran the two auctions. In the 70s, we subbed those out to operators, other companies, so that right now the auction that runs the poultry business is a separate individual operator, and the produce auction is the same way. The stand holders over time, they would just keep developing, keep building, and we now have maybe 200 different stand holders as well as the two auctions. In 2005, we purchased the neighboring property, the Roots Old Mill Flea Market now. They're right across the street. So now we have about 400 stand holders in the summer. Half of them are the antiques and collectibles. The other half is the fresh foods and meats, the bakeries, the delis, and all that at the country market side of the road.
As of 2025, Roots Country Market is a cornerstone of the Lancaster community, celebrating a century of tradition. From its beginnings as a poultry auction to its current status with over 400 vendors, Roots thrives on the connections it fosters. It remains a vital meeting place, offering fresh produce, goods, and a sense of community that keeps customers returning for generations. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Connor Wittig.
Hempfield High School recently announced their new coach for the swim team. Alex Burden has more.
At Hempfield Happenings, we've covered the swim team's progress over the last couple of years. In light of a new coaching change, their drive to improve is continuing as the torch gets passed to a new coach. For the past 4 years, Coach Casey Lear has been leading the team to grow.
And the reason I love Hempfield swimming so much is because swimming for me at Hempfield, honestly, it did change my life. It changed how my life was. I learned how to be competitive, how to compete, how to be a good sport about it. And it kind of lit the fire under me that made me love swimming. And I started to get into the science of it. And I just wanted to be somebody that inspired other people to stick with swimming. And after I became the head coach, way sooner than I expected, but definitely something that I was thrilled to do. I knew what I wanted to do for the program. After this year, I had to make a super tough decision and move to Australia. So I'm a little far. Hempfield's forever in my heart, though.
Andrew Eister, Hempfield Swim alumni and Penn State Club swimmer, is ready to continue his Hempfield journey, this time as a coach.
I thought it was a great opportunity. I love this team, everything it represents, the very rich history, the winning tradition that this team has. And I really wanted to take advantage of the chance to give back to the team that helped develop me into the person I am today. This team is exactly what I remembered it. It's a bunch of kids that have so many goals, not only in the pool, but outside of it, academically, for their futures, that just want to show up and do their best every single day. And that is, if you're a coach, that's the best setting you could walk into. A bunch of kids that want to exceed their own expectations and do everything they can to be the best version of themselves.
So if you breathe to both sides, it's going to force you to bend this arm more and reach forward, okay?
It was important to me that somebody who was a Hempfield alum was coaching that team. Because you know Georgia, you know she gets it. You know me now, you know I understood what it needed, and Eister does too, right? Because we had that mentality. I have a feeling that he will be so great at carrying it on, and the reason I think he might even be a little better at it is because he was not a club swimmer. Eister's desire and his drive to be a big five swimmer like he was came from himself. That's hard to have, on your own to be able to go like that. And I think he just has that feeling, that oomph. And I think he knows what it takes to be a good team. And I think he's a good person. And he knows what it takes to do that with sportsmanship and keep a culture that's keeps spirits high.
As the end of his first season nears, Coach Eister has surely implemented a style of coaching that brings out the best in the team.
I like his originality, and I like his goals. He wants us to go far, and he wants us to go fast. And I think he's going to do a good job of that.
Focus on reaching as far forward as you can with each and every stroke.
Coach Georgia Emmert, also a former Hempfield swimmer, has coached with Coach Casey and now with Coach Eister.
Change can be difficult and a little scary at times, and so I think the unknown was hard for me. But Coach Eister has really great visions for the team. He's trying to bring back some old things that him and I used to do and Coach Casey used to do back in the day. 450s I am order. We're going on the 30. They're on 115. He's very thorough with his thought process of how he makes his lineups, where he puts kids, and even to the point of now being watching him at practices, he is pinpointing out things that can be improved upon with kids that he's just met. So that's pretty impressive to me, that he's willing to go ahead and be like, oh, this person's crossing over, or this person needs hand position, this person's kick.
In Coach Casey's words, he defines a good coach as one that is always learning, looking for new ways to improve the team, and doing it in a way that encourages everybody, coaches, assistants, trainers, athletic department, and swimmers, to want to be involved. And with this motivation, it is no doubt that this season's goals will be reached.
I'd love to see everybody put up personal bests at some point throughout the season, just continue to get better. And then on a team basis, I know that our team is very competitive in the Lancaster Lebanon League, and I expect both boys and girls teams to be fighting for the top spots at the league championships. And I'd love to get some kids, as many as we can, to the district meet, and just as many to the states meet. This is going to be a good season. We have a lot of potential, a lot of depth. This will be good.
I don't know, I always love season. It keeps me busy, but I always enjoy seeing everyone drop time and seeing the kids every day. It makes me happy.
The shift in coaching will only advance the team further as Coach Eister continues Coach Casey's legacy. From one coach to the next, the team's goals and motivations will always stay consistent. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Alex Burden.
Hempfield High School organized their first dance team. Allison Rainier took a deeper dive into what they do and what their plans are for the future of this new group of dancers.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This year, Hempfield High School has a brand new dance team. This adds school spirit and school pride to every single basketball game. Making the dance team an official team here at Hempfield was a long process that took a lot of patience.
I grew up dancing my whole life. I was on the dance team at my high school and my college. And when I started teaching here 8 years ago, I tried to start one, but got pushed in different directions. So last year, I finally really pushed for it to happen, and here we are.
Someone's going to bring me a new pair of black leggings. I do have another pair of black leggings. The addition of the dance team performing at the varsity basketball games has increased school spirit and team culture.
I think it just adds to that excitement of another team performing, at basketball games. Also, it gets all the students involved who love dancing.
No, wait, what? The members of dance team enjoy dancing for their school, showing their team pride, and being able to enjoy dancing with their friends.
I like being part of dance team because you get to bond with your teammates and we all get to do something that we love together, and we just get to show the school like a different type of dance that they usually probably don't see.
The dance team is hoping to be able to do more events in the future and pave a pathway for future dancers here at Hempfield.
I would like for the girls or the team to eventually perform at different community events, even say the pep rally next year, during homecoming and that kind of thing. So getting them as involved as they can, setting up fundraisers, and even helping out in the community too.
Ultimately, the dance team at Hempfield High School is a newly formed team that is building a pathway for dancers to be able to entertain others at varsity basketball games and potentially more events in the future. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Allison Rainier. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Lastly, Alyssa Abo highlights one of the lesser-known traditions that takes place during the winter season, called Three Kings Day.
An extended holiday celebration beyond Christmas sounds very exciting. Well, for some Latino and Hispanic families, they have a tradition to mark the end of the 12 days of Christmas. Three Kings Day or Epiphany takes place on January 6th to pay homage to the three wise men who arrived with gifts to see baby Jesus after his birth. One family shares their adaptation of this day.
So my preparation actually starts before Three Kings Day, as I have to figure out what presents I'm going to be getting to put in the shoes that the Three Kings are going to bring.
I set out my shoes. Normally I do boots so I can get more space for the presents. And I set out a bowl with grass and a bowl with water for the camels to eat. It's kind of like milk and cookies for Santa.
So the morning of Three Kings Day, we wake up and it's really exciting because you want to go out and look at the shoes and see what gifts were brought by the Three Kings.
I guess I always look forward to little snacks and candy and stuff like that. But I also like puzzles a lot, so
whenever I get a puzzle book, that's exciting.
The family's tradition started way back in Paraguay with Charlotte's grandfather during the 1950s, where things were quite different, then continued on now in Pennsylvania.
My parents migrated from Europe, and then three of us, actually, siblings were born in Paraguay. I was the youngest of the batch. We incorporated some of the local traditions into around because it was fun when we were growing up. To get anything was really exciting, and so it didn't matter if it was just a little thing, but it was there.
Although there's many changes over time, one thing has always stayed the same, and it's food being part of the celebration.
We usually in the community would have a big event where they would have barbecues.
But one thing that we're actually adding this year, Lottie's been asking to do it for several years, is to bake a Three Kings Day cake. You hide a little figure of a baby in the king's cake.
Based on the response of Hempfield students on a survey posted through a social media platform, only 4% said that they celebrate Three Kings Day, while 36% are familiar with the event but do not celebrate, and for the majority of 60% students, it is unheard of. As this is a very unique tradition for the Leonovich family, they continue to recognize it as a significant day.
I think the most important part for me is that we're still celebrating the birth of Jesus. In our family, that's a really important piece of Christmas and of our holiday. But then to be able to continue something that my dad celebrated in Paraguay when he was little, and to be able to carry on that tradition is really neat to me.
And now it's something that my mom has celebrated, and now it's something that I can celebrate. And it just feels like something that can bring me closer to like my heritage.
The simple tradition of putting gifts inside the shoes and hiding a baby figurine inside a cake can truly strengthen the roots and the bond of a family. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Alosa Abo.
Happy Three Kings Day!
That's all for this month. In February, Hempfield Happenings will visit Newcastle, Delaware. See you then.